Simple cooking show with Danielle at Edith and Herbert. Okay, she is, I don't know how to call, herbalist, apothecary.
No, not an apothecary yet. That's kind of the direction. But yeah, so I make all natural and herbal based wellness products, like beauty products and self-care products, like that lip balm.
That's great.
That's the OG Edith and Herbert product. And so I've started to work on a lot of like studying herbalism through the Herbal Academy. And so one of the things is doing herbal infusions, which is something that I do pretty often. And it's actually, I use herbal infusions a lot throughout my products. And almost every one of my products has an herbal infusion in it. And you can actually do herbal infusions for cooking and get the benefits of the different herbs and spices that way as well.
Yeah, I'm excited. You are, like, for people who haven't checked out the document, the Google Doc that Danielle made,
it's a pretty comprehensive document.
Yeah, it's long, but it's full of great information on what herbs can do different things for you, and just fascinating, I think.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So actually, because the one that we're gonna do, we're gonna do two different infusions today. We're gonna do the warm infusion, which takes weeks to do, and it's actually my favorite one, and it's the one that I do all the time for my products. And we're gonna do the double boiler one. And so this one is like that quick infusion one. This one takes between 30 to 60 minutes, just depending on how strong you want it to be. I'm not that bothered because it's a demo and I want to show you guys like all the steps that you would need to take in order to actually have the oil usable. Okay. So like the straining part, which is basically the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
very cool.
I'm going to, so here we go. Here's the double boiler.
Okay.
And you want to like start boiling it a little bit. Okay. While the water is boiling, we are going to get the herbs ready. So grab whatever herbs, make sure that the herbs are dried. You want dried herbs. That's very, very important. If you have herbs that have moisture in them, any kind of like liquid, the fresh herbs, it can create botulism, it can create mold within the oil, and then the shelf life is today. Like you have like a day or two to use it.
Yeah.
You don't have very, I mean, it's like probably a week if you refrigerate it. So you want to make sure that you're using dried herbs. It's very important.
And
so
do you,
I'm gonna, yes.
Do you get your, the dried herbs, like, so for me today, I'm going to be using, just because I know it's safe and they're dried, like from the jars, but I'm sure you have a source or something.
I do. I buy everything in bulk because I use herbs in my products. I have to use them for the classes that I take. So I get mine from Mountain Rose Herbs, and actually I get mine from a lot of places, but the bulk of the ones I'm going to use today I get from Mountain Rose Herbs. So I know it's going to look reversed in the picture, but this is the company Mountain Rose Herbs. Also, there is a company called Rosemary's Garden, and someone said like basil. Yes, but you want dried basil. So, I mean, pretty much you could do any herb. It really is just whatever you want your oil to taste like. So for the quick infusion one, the double boiler, I'm doing sage, rosemary, and thyme. And what you want to do is you can either crush it up in your hand or you can use the pestle and mortar. You want them to be pretty fine. I mean, a powder is good too. Like if you have powdered stuff, you could totally do powder. It's just harder to filter a powder out. But you want it to be really fine so that more of the properties of the herbs can come out of them. So like my thyme's actually crushed up pretty well. And so just do.
So why that combination? Because I have a few choices. I'm trying to figure out what combination I should do.
So all three of these are really good for digestion and for like upset stomach. And all three of them are good for like immunity too. rosemary is really great for your brain. Thyme is really good for your lungs. Sage is really good for your digestion and like for clearing out. And so I was thinking like, oh, these three are really good for like tummy stuff. Or, like I have so many digestion issues. Like I can't have like garlic or onion. So I might as well have like an oil that can help settle my stomach in case I do end up putting something like garlic or onion into my food.
Okay, so you're doing thyme,
rosemary and sage.
And sage, okay. I'm gonna do thyme,
parsley,
oregano.
The total Simon and Garfunkel, right? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Parsley, sage. No, I won't sing because people will leave. But I love Simon and Garfunkel. I'm so glad. That was my high school jams for sure. Sound of Silence and all that.
Yes, all of those. Yes.
I'm gonna do rosemary, thyme, and oregano. Do you think that would be a good mix?
Great. Yeah. Oregano is another one that's like it's an antifungal and it's an antibacterial, so it's another good one for your body.
Yeah, I've heard oregano oil people have used if they start getting a cough or something or any sickness. It's supposed to like a few drops of the oil like has helped people. I don't know. I'm sure you've. Yeah.
No, oregano oil is great.
Yeah. Okay. So you can also use some of these for topical, like on your body, right? Like if you can eat it, you can put it anywhere pretty much. Right?
Yeah, and actually olive oil. So I'm using olive oil today. I'm going to use extra virgin olive oil. And I would say other than ghee, like if you're going to infuse ghee, I wouldn't recommend really putting that on your body. That's pretty viscous and your body's not going to absorb it. But avocado oil, sure. Sunflower oil, sure. Olive oil, and I use jojoba oil, but you can't eat that. And olive oil for my infusion. So yeah, you can totally put it on your body.
Beautiful.
So
are there quantities for the herbs that I should be weighing, or is it just?
Yes. Okay. There are two different ways that you can do this. You can do the really regimented way by weighing everything. And so you would do the precise method, which is 1 ounce of herbs to 10 ounces of oil.
Okay. And is that a lot? 1 ounce?
10 ounces is a lot. 10 ounces that would be this whole jar. Like 10 ounces is right up to here on the jar. Which is almost the whole like little jar. So it's basically a 1 to 10 ratio. Okay. And I am very much so a part of the like traditional folk method where you just want the herbs covered. So when we get the double boiler one started and I start showing you how to do the warm infusion, I'll talk a little bit more about what it looks like in a jar versus what it looks like on the double boiler. But on the double boiler, you basically just want the herbs to be covered. So it really, the way that you can do it is however much you want to create. So however much oil you want to produce, you are going to use that amount of herbs. Okay. Yeah.
All right. 1 ounce of herbs would be a lot. That'd be like a whole cup or something, no?
It'd be a lot of herbs.
Okay, I'm not going to do that much.
But it also just depends on the herb too, you know?
Oh.
So that's why it's like the precise method is really great if you want to be really like precise and like stringent about it. But like,
if you're giving it to people or selling it, I'm sure you need to like.
And
if you
it's important to make sure you're not over herbing things. Like,
if you overdo it, can you add oil like after?
Yeah, it's just gonna lose a little bit of its flavor, but you know, it's
but
like
if it's like overly, if it's too strong, you know. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna eyeball it. I got.
I'm eyeballing it too.
Rosemary in there.
And low key, I really hate the pestle and mortar so much. I'm totally a.
I never hear.
What?
I never hear people say pestle and mortar instead of mortar and pestle, but I don't know.
Okay.
It's
So I'm gonna show you. I am gonna do it by breaking it up in my hands.
oh,
Okay, so this
and
is,
then you smell great.
Yeah, you put it in your hand. You grind it in your hand like this.
Ooh,
That's however it breaks into there.
beautiful. What's that one? Just a
That was the
mixture?
basil.
Okay, the basil. Okay.
I actually put all of it in the mortar and pestle already, so but you
Okay.
just grind it into that.
Okay. I really want to, at some point, I don't know what is a good timing, but what the usage is and
Yeah, I just want to get this stuff boiling. So
okay.
that, and then we'll have so much time.
Ooh, it smells so good.
You just kind of hang out and wait for it to be done.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this smells like I could just put this oregano oil with tomatoes and have a instant tomato sauce. It's so cool.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah, so
even a
actually,
fresh
like,
one.
You could, yeah, you could do like you could do onion and garlic in your infusion too. So if you wanted to do an oil that was like, if you wanted to drizzle the oil over tomatoes, you could do like garlic and basil and then drizzle that over your tomatoes.
Oh my gosh, instant bruschetta for the summer. Yeah, tomatoes are going to be coming in. Cucumbers are coming in. That would be a nice one.
Yeah.
Like a Greek salad deconstructed kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Wow. Yeah.
So you can definitely make it as strong as you want it to be. Like it doesn't have, you can do super flavored or you can just have like a hint of, of the herb in it.
Yeah. That's like the chefs, they create these menus and like a whisper of oregano oil into the soup. You're like, I didn't taste anything, but okay.
Yeah. So what you want to do in your double boiler is get the water boiling. Like, is your water boiling on your double boiler?
I turned it down a bit. Just so if people don't know what a double broiler is, it's just the water is boiling and we're going to put another pot on top, but it's not touching the water because then it will burn it. It's like just the warm bath kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's boiling.
So when that's done, I think I did too many herbs. I wasn't gonna make a lot of, but I guess I am now. It's kind of messy, but it's fun, It's fun. I'm just like such a hippie about it. Like, it's like, oh, I want to be able to touch them. And part of it is you want to be able to put this like beautiful intention into whatever it is that you're making. When you're using herbs and spices and, those like floral, you want to have a really positive intention while you're making these things. So like you'll hear that people they'll sage their homes or they'll do like sweetgrass or Palo Santo around their homes before they start making their herbs because they want to create this really positive environment. You want to put like love and positivity and gratitude into what it is that you're making when you're making things with herbs. This is like Mother Nature.
Yeah.
And you want to, it's like, thank you and, heal me and nourish my body.
Yeah, this is like
so mine
supernatural. I love that. That's beautiful.
That would be super nuts.
Well, no, I mean, it's nature.
So that's why So that's why I like to use my hands for things and, it's like, get into it. Like really throw yourself into this because you're making this creation to nourish your body, to heal your body, to heal your loved ones, or to want to, give that positive intention out to other people. That's beautiful. while it's doing its thing, while you're grinding it up, thank it, and you know, give gratitude and put love into what you're making.
That's beautiful. I mean, it's the same with cooking. I have to say, like, you have to put it into the food too, and But even I love that. I love that you said that.
Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. So my herbs are ready. They're not as like chopped up as maybe they could be, but it's good. Yeah, yours looks pretty powdery, so that's good. So here's like, I don't know if you can see. There's mine.
It smells so good.
Yeah, mine smells amazing. And so you're going to pour in the oil, and you want to make sure, can you see it? Okay. You want to make sure that you are covering the oil, or so mine seems pretty covered. Maybe I'll just put a little bit more, but you don't want to put too much. You know, you don't want to like, I mean, your double boiler's huge. Mine's tiny.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm going to put it over here. Okay, so now it's on here. My water is now on low, so it's going to simmer. And then you take your clean spoon and you want to stir it.
Okay.
So that everything gets coated in the oil.
Beautiful. So this is what I got here. They're all covered. You can see that.
And because we're doing it for like culinary reasons instead of like medicinal reasons, you can be a little bit, you know, you don't have to be as intense about it. Does that make sense? Because it's like, you know, you're doing it for flavor. You're not necessarily doing it to like heal yourself.
Okay.
You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, you can go as like hardcore as you want. I'm showing you how to do it like the more, you know, like the way to do it.
I thought you were talking about the intentions like that you were setting.
No, always do a great intention.
Yeah. You don't have to go crazy.
I'm saying like if your herbs aren't super submerged, you're going to be okay. Like, it'll be fine.
Okay.
You know, or if you decide that you only want to do 30 minutes instead of 60 minutes, you're going to be fine. It's good. You're good to go.
Yeah. How is this looking? Is that enough oil and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So now now is the waiting game for this part. So now we can move on to the other stuff.
You put it on the double boiler or just wait? Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so the one tool, the supply that because I forgot and I talked about it, is a thermometer.
Oh, yeah.
You want to make sure that your herbs don't go higher than 140 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is in Celsius.
Okay. 140 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, so you want to periodically check the temperature.
Celsius. Okay.
Oh no. I think my thing is dead. Well, the best. Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. I don't know what I'm at because my thermometer died. Hold on, let me find a new one.
Uh-oh. But if you can put, you shouldn't put your finger in it, I guess. In cooking, I always just temp it.
Oh, I mean, I would never know. I would not know.
Oh. Meanwhile, hello to Francesco. Thanks for joining. Nicole, I miss you. Thank you for supporting.
She's going to leave us soon for yoga.
Mimi, thank you. And Mike is in here. Pink Porsche. Okay, we're doing culinary infused oils, 2 methods. And
yeah, right now we're doing the double boiler. Mine's a little hot. But
okay. So super low for that.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So now that we've got that going, because it takes 30 minutes to do, chat about all the other stuff.
Okay.
So the next infusion, well, where do you want me to start? Do you want me to talk about the different kinds of infusions? I'll talk about the different kinds of infusions. I'll just make the decisions. That's fine.
Okay.
So, oh, sorry. Britney Spears dancing yoga of Nicole. Okay, so there are 4 main types of oil infusions that you do in herbalism. So this one is the double boiler. This is the quickest one, but it's also the least potent one. So you're not going to get herbs that are really, really great for, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so like pale in this. Like I'm like so blown out. You're not going to get, you're not going to get as much of the medicinal benefits from your herbs when you do the double boiler because it's quick and you're not giving your herbs a lot of time to release all of their properties. The other method that we're going to do today is the warm method. And so you're not really warming it up. You're putting it on a shelf, basically.
Oh.
So actually there's like 2 ways. So there's like the solar infused and there's the warm infused. So I do both. The warm infused takes a really long time. It could take up to 6 weeks, where the solar infused could take like 1 to 2 weeks, but I actually leave mine out on my ledge for like 6 weeks too.
Okay.
Because I like to take my time. So
That's so different. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the other one, the 4th method to do is the crock pot or the stovetop method. And you make the jar like how we're going to make it right now for the solar infusion. And then you put that inside of a pot on your stove, or you put it inside of your crock pot with a little bit of water, and you basically just for like 8 hours or more, you just let it sit there in the heat, and it's kind of like, it's like the longer version of the double boiler, which is what we're doing today.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't do those. I don't do this double boiler one unless it's for culinary, and I don't use the crock pot one either. I am such a like long and slow, like tortoise wins the race kind of person. So, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, but I was thinking about the sprouts we did, and I was like, this is really cool. I'm so glad I learned it. But it also is like, I feel like I'm babying the sprouts for like 5 days. Like, okay, I have to rinse them. Yeah. But you have so much patience to make these things, and I'm like, wow, this takes, you have to like have it in your head to like rinse them twice a day. And
yeah. Well, so like for the sprouts, I just put them by my sink. And it's like, you know, you're going to be putting dishes in the sink. You're going to be you do so much at your kitchen sink. So you're going to see them over and over again. What I do is in my living room, I have, so the bags that I use for the solar infusion are these amazing bags that I got from Wham Industries. And they're cloth lunch bags. They usually they usually wax them because it's like for kids to take to school. Oh. So they made me some that were unwaxed. I just asked them. Wow. And they're beautiful, bright colors. So I have it sitting on my windowsill. Oh. And then I see them and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go and like shake up the herbs today. And, you know, it takes like a couple minutes. You go and you shake them up, you put them back and you're done. And you do that pretty much every day. Wow. So how we will do the herbal infused is one of the 2 sterilized jars that we talked about. So I definitely recommend like a canning jar for this for the long-term infusion ones, just because it's easier. The other one, like when we're done with the double boiler, really you can put it in any jar because you're going to be using it and you want to use it, you know. So it's like if you have one of those decanter jars for like bottles for olive oil, you can put your herb-infused oil in there and then easily use it in that way. Okay. So if you want to be precise, you can do like, you know, your 1 ounce of herbs to the 10 ounces of oil. It's a lot. But it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. So really, I just like do the folk method, and the folk method is however much herb you put in, you just want an inch of oil that goes above the line of the herbs that you put in. Because the dried herbs are going to absorb the oil and they're going to expand. And you don't want your herbs to not be covered in the oil.
Okay. So
sometimes they float, like lavender floats. Lavender floats, but it's okay. You just shake it. You know, you're like shaking it every day.
Okay.
So for the solar infused one, I'm so excited about this. I'm gonna do vanilla bean and lavender.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And the reason I thought of that was, so clearly I'm Arab and I love labneh. Clearly I'm Arab. Love labneh. And actually
what's that?
I love
the
labneh.
Yogurt.
You know, like the yogurt or like kefir, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Uh-huh.
So I love it. And I love to put olive oil on it. And sometimes when you're craving like ice cream and you don't have ice cream, you can put olive oil in the labneh and put it in the freezer. And then you basically have froyo.
Wow, Danielle. That's you got like a food truck idea there or something. I don't know.
And it's great because it's probiotic, so it's like so good for you.
Yeah. Have you ever made this one? Lavender vanilla?
No. I have lavender infused jojoba oil and I have or vanilla infused jojoba oil that I use in my products, but not anything that I've ever eaten. It just sounded really good, and I was like, that would be amazing. Like if you make like a lemon cake and then you put this like olive oil drizzle on top of like a lemon cake or a popcorn cake, like whatever, you know, it's a great kind of like dessert additive. Okay,
now you're speaking my language.
Girl. So I'm gonna do the folk method, and I'm not gonna make a lot because honestly I don't know how often I'll use it. But basically, you are just gonna put your herbs into your jar.
Okay. I think I'm going to try some red pepper flakes for this one. Would that go well for little, I don't know, spicy spaghetti or something?
I love chili infused olive oil.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really good.
It's for pizza and stuff.
Yeah. Also, for pouring on labneh and dipping things in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Bringing it back to labneh. Just kidding.
I love it.
Yeah. So I'm just putting that much lavender in. So basically it just went up to the like 2-ounce line, but that's a liquid ounce, everybody, in case you don't know. That's a liquid ounce. That's different than an ounce. So it's not 2 ounces of lavender. It's just lavender up to the 2-ounce line. And then I have my vanilla beans. And so with vanilla beans, you could do this a variety of ways. You can get like vanilla bean powder, which basically what they do is they grind up the vanilla bean and then you just throw that into the oil. You can open it, pull out the seeds, and then chop up the husk and put that in. I am going to just cut it up because that is a lot of labor intensive. But it does the same. I mean, it does the same thing. So basically, I'm just going to cut the vanilla bean down the middle if I can.
Carefully, please.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah.
Well, from this angle, it looks like super dangerous for some reason, but I'm sure it's not.
It's fine. Oh, and it dropped. I have your vanilla bean split in two, and then you just cut it with the scissors.
Just into little pieces.
Okay. So it's split, and I don't know how to show you. And then you just cut it. And that's it.
Oh, that's going to be delicious.
Yeah, you just cut it into the jar.
It's going to be so good.
And really, you just do however much, depending on like how intense you want each of the flavor to be. So with the solar infused, like, you know, if you want it to taste more vanilla-y, then put like 2 or 3 vanilla beans in it. But if you want it to be like more lavender with a hint of vanilla, then, you know, obviously put more lavender.
Lavender's strong, no?
Lavender is strong.
Like very.
Yeah, correct. I definitely think I put too much, but I am like crazy obsessed with lavender.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, it is my favorite herb. It's like, yeah, I would say, but it's like in almost everything that I make has lavender in it.
It's so, I mean, it's so calming. It's like the calming one, right? What else does it do for you?
It's really great for like as an antidepressant.
Oh.
So like if you're really depressed, it's an antidepressant.
I think vanilla is too. Also, right? Maybe.
Vanilla is like one that I don't really know a lot about.
You know what?
I was even like reading about it earlier today or yesterday or something. I was like, oh, I should know. Like, and there really isn't that much on like the herbal properties of vanilla other than flavor.
Yeah, I've only heard recently that vanilla is actually a component in mother's milk. It has the same flavor properties or something, like, you know, vanillin, the organic thing of it. So I don't know, that could be interesting, because then like when you have vanilla, you're feeling like you're a baby.
Yeah, maybe it's like soothing. Like babies. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
All right, great. So I'm gonna do 2 vanilla beans in mine.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, like it's like I buy everything in bulk. I have so much.
Yeah.
So I'm not really like, oh no, I gotta savor the beans because I have so many.
I'll buy some vanilla beans off you, because.
Oh, okay, great. Here you go. So many.
I
Get them
love
from
those
Mountain Rose
things.
Herbs. Like, I just buy them from the place that I like. It's not like a specific. You have to be an herbalist to buy from this company.
That's
anyone
awesome.
can buy from it.
Yeah. I also, this is not into the oils, but I like to, whenever I use my vanilla beans as a side tip for people, I never throw them out. I like rinse them or dry them, and then I put them in sugar, like a jar of sugar.
Great idea.
And it's so good. I can show you this little jar I have. Like, it doesn't go bad, and you can put it in your coffee or whatever. You can obviously use, I think, other sugar than white sugar, but you have these, like, we always do it in the restaurants. Like, you don't throw them out. You make vanilla sugar, and then if you whip up like a meringue or whipped cream, use this.
That's a good idea.
And you don't have to spend money on the extract and stuff, because it's so expensive, like for the little bottle and everything.
Yeah.
I
mean, you can also use the husk to make the vanilla extract too.
Oh, yeah. I guess you could, just alcohol, right? It's some kind of alcohol.
Usually I think it's brandy or bourbon.
Oh, yeah. You just put it in the jar with the alcohol. Yeah, I haven't tried that, but I've heard people do that too. That's true.
Yeah, and it's like you can do that with herbs too. It's called that's what you do to make a tincture. Like, have you ever heard of a tincture?
Yeah.
It's basically just an herb that has been infused in alcohol for like 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, everything takes a long time.
Yeah, and then you could make like drinks with it, or some fancy
or
cocktails,
or herbal medicine.
Or cocktails. Medicine.
You can, you can make a cocktail too. Sorry, just cleaning up some spilt herbs. Okay, so remember your intention. You know, it's like you just are happy, like we're laughing, we're happy. We're making this herb-infused oil. Oh, yeah, mine's amazing. Okay, so with the folk method, oh, that looks so good. So with the folk method, you just remember you want like an inch of oil on top of, so I would say like if you're using one of the ball jars, an inch is about it's, let's see, 4 ounces, like the 4 ounces of line. That's an inch.
Yeah.
So you want it, so like for me, mine is at the 2 ounce line, my herbs, so I would want to go up to the 6 ounce line.
Okay.
With the oil.
Mine's really low, so probably just into the 2 ounce I'll show you.
Or the 4 ounce.
Yeah, okay.
I know, and it's like kind of using a lot of olive oil. I didn't want to use this much. But.
Yeah. Okay. But
well, hopefully we'll get more olive oil.
Yeah. Is that
okay?
enough?
So when that's done, yeah,
Okay.
you didn't put that much in. So like for me, lavender floats, and so it's just really important. Stir it up.
Okay.
And then when you're done stirring, I'm gonna show you how to shake it.
There's a certain technique to it. Okay.
Yeah. So so remember one of the supplies you needed was a piece of parchment paper or wax paper.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna put that over this jar. So basically what that's for is you don't want like whatever coating is on your lid to go into the oil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you just tear off a piece of wax paper?
Yeah, wax or parchment paper.
Okay.
So I'm actually using one of the If You Care large baking.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like the perfect size. And we just found them.
Cool.
I like forgot that we had them in the drawer. I'm just gonna quickly check my temp.
Yeah, let me see that we're not over.
Ooh, mine's getting a little hot.
Okay, smelling incredible. I'm just gonna have some bread dipped in oil.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so you're gonna put your parchment paper on. You're gonna put your lid on.
Just like that?
Makes it hard to put the lid on.
Just like that?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Or did you put the silver lid?
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, put your silver lid.
Okay.
All right. So when you shake, you don't just do up and down. You want to roll it around in your hands like this.
Okay.
Okay. You also want to do this. You want to go up and down. You want to go side to side. Because you want to just like really make sure you're getting every like surface of the herbs totally covered.
Okay. This is a great kid activity.
Yeah. Like when you make a kid make butter, like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like this till you get butter.
I should do that. We should. Do you make butter often? Oh, I was like, how do you know that? A lot of people don't.
Like one time in college, I was so bored that I made butter like at midnight because I was just like, I have nothing else to do.
Oh my gosh.
I just like took a thing of heavy whipping cream and I just was like shaking.
Yeah.
And then one of my friends was like, if you didn't put salt in it, it's not butter. And I was like, it's hard. It's butter. It's fine.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So now you have that.
Okay.
And so then when you're done with shaking it, now is when you would grab the bag, like whatever bag you're going to use. You can use a paper bag or you can use a cloth bag. Okay. So actually there are two ways that you can do this. You could do the solar infusion or you can do the warm infusion. So the warm infusion, what you do is you put it out of direct sunlight for like 6 weeks. And it's not technically warm. You're not like putting it in heat, but that's just what it's called. It's called like the warm infused method. So if you have a pantry, you just like put it in the pantry cupboard and then just remember like every day or every 2 days you go and you just do the whole like rolling and shaking and all that stuff.
Okay. Every 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
You said. Okay.
Every day or every 2 days. Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you do the solar infusion, you want to make sure that it's in a pretty heavy cloth bag, not like one that basically like the sun is going to would make the oil go rancid. And so that's why you want to have it so that it's protected. If you have it in like a dark jar too, like some of my jars are blue, like this one is blue or green. And so that's just kind of like an added layer. But a bag, like a paper bag or a plastic or a cloth bag should be fine.
Okay, if I can use like the farmer's market bags that are cloth, I guess those are fine.
Yeah, as long as it's like a thick one and not like a thin. Okay. You know, it's like there are some that are like the produce bags. Those are really thin. Like you don't want like a thin produce cloth bag. You want like a thicker, like like a Trader Joe's.
I have one right now. So I know. I'll have to find one. It can't be plasticky, kind of, no. It has to be cloth. Sorry, I know you're like anti all plastic.
Cloth or paper.
Okay, I'll find one.
Paper bag is fine too. Okay, so what you want to do is it's really important to label your infusions. I don't know if you can see. And you want to have the date on it. So you want to put, you know, it's like what oil you used, what herbs you used, and the date. So the date will tell you, you know, like say you're using an oil. And so like my olive oil, the best by date is June 2021. So I could put on my like infusions like June 2021 so that I know like, oh, that's when the oil is going to supposedly go rancid. Okay. So you want to pay attention to the shelf life of the oil that you're using. And then for the solar or the warm infusions, you want to have the date on it so that you know when the time is up and you can start using it. Oh, okay. So like, here's my label. Oh, sorry, I don't know why, like, how do I make it not? There we go. Okay, so there's my label. And I put my labels on the lid of the jar. Okay. And then I can see it. And especially because I guess I can like run you over really quickly. I'm going to run you over too. Okay. So here is, see, I have. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. So see, like the bright colors, they're so great. And they all have at least 1 to 2 jars in them that I go and I like shake every other day or like every day or so. And is this for all culinary or all not culinary or mixed? These are all non-culinary. Okay. Some of them that have olive oil can be used culinary if I want to. Mm-hmm. Or like for someone, because these are all being made medicinally. So these are all being used either as like a topical medicinal or the ones that have olive oil can be ingested as long as the herb that's being used is edible. Okay. Wow. That's beautiful. And so what you do is you just take yours, you put it there. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's great. And then you just remember to shake it. So I'm actually going to take it to the kitchen because we have windows. So like we have these really beautiful windows that get really great sun. And so just put it right there. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And then you just so nice. Remind yourself to shake it. Yeah. No, that's like, it makes it so beautiful. Yeah. With the bags and everything. Yeah. If you like, when you like walk down the pathway towards my apartment, you just see like the colored bags in the window. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's so cool. Nicole's leaving, I think. It's great. Thank you for coming. Thank you for. Sorry that we're not more special than Britney Spears dancing. All right, so important. Yeah, I guess it's important. So, okay, with the double boiler, so if you're doing like, so my double boiler, I'm going to show it to you. Oh, now that I've learned how to flip this. So you'll see like my double boiler, doesn't cover the whole surface of the other one. So it's really, really important that the water in here doesn't boil into the oil.
Okay.
Because then basically you've got the water, which is why we're using the dried herbs in the first place, so that there's no water inside the oil. And then it just opens it up for bacteria.
Yeah, okay. That's very important.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So while we're waiting, because I think we still have like 10 minutes before the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I'm going to just stir it again really quick.
Okay, I'll show you guys mine really quick here. If I can turn. So that is what's going on here.
Oh, yours looks great. I love your double boiler.
Oh, it's a makeshift thing. I don't know.
I mean, mine's makeshift too. I bought the top part separately. It's actually like, I use these ones. I have like a couple of them, and I use them for making my lip balms.
Oh,
This whole process that you're watching, like when I'm making lip balms.
Really?
It's like I have the ingredients, I melt them in the double boiler, and what's cool about my double boiler thing is that it has these little spouts, and so then I just pick it up and I can pour it into the container, what Joe is holding.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, just 5 ingredients. You put cocoa butter, coconut oil, beeswax, shea butter, and jojoba oil.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And so actually some of the herb-infused jojoba oils that I make, I use in the lip balms. So like if you get the lavender frankincense one, it has lavender infused jojoba oil. Or these ones that I made, these like limited ones that I made for spring that I are not on the website. I'm sorry. Because they were supposed to be for the markets, and then the markets, everything got canceled. Have my rose infused jojoba oil. Oh, okay. Yeah. Which is like all of the like I am such a floral herbs are my favorite. Yeah. I am crazy obsessed with floral herbs. I could talk about floral herbs forever because I love them. They're amazing. Yeah. And so it's like all of my floral herb infused jojoba oils are crack to me. Like, oh my god! I just want to like douse.
What do you do with them? Do you like take baths with my
products?
Oh, okay.
And actually, so I do have so calendula, which is AKA marigolds, which is like a very, very healing herb. I infuse that with olive oil, and I have these like little oils that I use. I've been putting on my face. I gave one to Nicole for her hands because they were really dry, and so I use the lavender infused jojoba oil and the olive oil infused calendula, and it's like very restorative because like
for your skin.
They're both anti-inflammatory.
Oh, okay.
They're both antibacterial. Calendula helps with like cuts and wounds and stuff, and like they both reduce inflammation, so it's like it's really nice.
Is that the really bright orange one that they use for Dia de los Muertos and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would it be what be okay for the face, Hen?
The
oil? Yes, all the oils for your face.
Except ghee.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, because we have time, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about all of this stuff. Okay. So the ideal oils to use, let's see, the oil with marigold. Yes. It's yes, you can. Okay. So the ideal culinary carrier oils are avocado oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, olive oil. Did I say olive oil? And ghee. So grapeseed was the one I missed. Grapeseed oil or ghee. So those are kind of like the top shelf, like best ones to use, because those are like the best ones to use for your body. Okay. You know, versus like vegetable oil, which isn't.
Which is what?
Isn't great.
Yeah.
It's not like,
Okay.
you know, and then with pretty much any of those ones, you can put on your body too, and your body absorbs it, and they're good things for you. I mean, I would kind of say less the avocado oil. Like I wouldn't really strive to put that on your body.
Yeah.
But
well, it's
definitely like the
too.
coconut oil, the olive oil, avocado oil.
Is it not?
I feel like, I mean, I guess it is. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we only use it for cooking. I don't use it for other stuff. Olive oil is like kind of pricey too.
So yeah, what because I think most people would use olive oil. What is like, how do you select an olive oil to use? Do you buy a certain brand, or it has to be obviously extra virgin, but then
so I like first cold pressed extra virgin olive oil, and I always buy organic.
Okay.
So the one that I use today is from Thrive Market, because remember, so I get a lot of my stuff from Thrive Market.
Okay.
And it's like organic, cold extracted. It's from Greece. It's extra virgin. And for my products, who did I buy it from? I think I got it from Mountain Rose Herbs, but I'm not sure. Yeah, but it's the same. It's organic. It's extra virgin. It's first cold pressed. Like anything that I would put in my body is what I make my product. Like I wouldn't make something for someone that I wouldn't use myself, or that I wouldn't put on my body.
Yeah.
Or in my body.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that.
Quality ingredients, products.
Yes. So it is really important, especially with herbs, and especially if you're wanting them for the medicinal value, not just the flavor, is that you get really high quality, trusted herbs. So like there's a lot of places where you can go and you can buy your herbs from. Just make sure that it's a trusted source. Like I said, like Mountain Rose Herbs is where I buy from. The bulk herb store is where I buy mine from. Rosemary's Garden. Like there are smaller ones. If you have like local farmers markets, and you can go and you can buy the herbs from the local farmers markets and dry them yourself, that's like the best. That's the best way to do it. You know, or actually the best way to do it is to grow them yourself, but not everyone has that ability. So the farmer's market is definitely the next best. But
it's like, to dry it, there's a little kind of, you have to do it correctly to make sure you're getting all the water out too, no?
It takes, I mean, you just want to know how many days it takes. So like you can either do it in your dehydrator at a really, really low temperature, like 95 degrees. Or you hang them, you hang them to dry. And I think it's usually like 3 to 4 days is how long it takes me. I think it depends on what it is.
Yeah. And if it's like hot outside like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So much information to download.
Well, and guess what? Well, not this whole last part about the herbs, but it's like all the information is in that document that is up on the Simple Cooking Show website.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I'm going to post it when I do like in my blog post. I'll also put it there, so
great.
But they can message you too if they
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You can email me, and I can send it off to you. It's fine too.
Oh, you're just a wealth of knowledge in this. It's amazing. It's great. I love it.
Yeah,
well, so much with you.
When you're passionate about something, you want to, like you know so much about cooking. I don't. Like you're doing like all the mirepoix. Like I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. No, we collab.
I like the knife techniques. I mean, I told you that like Ash like loses her mind all the time because I'm sitting there and I'm like chopping things. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Like, I'll hold something and I'll be like, I'll just cut like this. Like, it's like, I don't care.
It's like, please, just learn the right way.
Exactly. So, do you want me to talk a little bit about, what
is the next step for this? Because it might kick us off in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
I know.
I think mine actually could be ready now. Because it's been like 30 minutes now. Okay, so I'm gonna do that part, and then all right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your second sanitary jar.
Okay.
right? Sanitized, dry. Make sure that when you wash
Can
them,
it be
they are
bigger?
very dry. Could be whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Size doesn't matter.
So size does not matter. So I personally like to use a strainer, and I have strainers that are specifically used for my herbs.
Okay.
I think it's just a lot easier. Or you can use cheesecloth, and you just kind of do a couple layers of the cheesecloth. And if you're going to use cheesecloth, you're going to squeeze, like you're going to squeeze it out like you're milking a cow or something.
Okay.
Or like, you know, when you're making nut milk and you kind of have to squeeze the nut milk bag, like you have to do the same thing, and that's when you use the cheesecloth. Versus if you use a strainer, you use your spoon and you just kind of stir, like you would just like kind of stir it down. Okay. So now, you know, turn off your stove.
Okay.
Grab your double boiler.
Okay, we have 2 minutes. If you get kicked off, I'll start it over again. You can rejoin.
Sounds good. Okay. I think we should be good.
Okay.
Okay. So you've got your stuff.
Yes. Got it.
And then you pour it.
Okay, let's see here. Ooh, I feel so apothecary. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but
yeah, apothecary.
Apothecary.
And you know what? These are all of the recipes or all the methods that are in the document that are on the website are exactly how you would do a medicinal herbal infusion. It's done the same way. Just with the culinary one, you don't have to do it for that long. Because you're really just looking more so for the flavor than you are for the medicinal properties. Okay, so here we go. I don't know why it's like, you know what, maybe if I turn it right, like okay, so now you'll see how it dripped down, and you just kind of squeeze it. Like, I just will like squeeze the top of my herbs and just push and just let it drip down. If you have time, like, I mean, you know, I know we don't really have time right now in this moment, but you can also just let it sit like this in the strainer and just let it drip down for, you know, like X amount of time. So I'll probably just let it do that. Just do that. And then, you know, you do your label. So I have olive oil with thyme, sage, rosemary. So you put, remember, you put the oil, you put the herbs that you used, and then you put the date that you make it, and you put it on the lid.
Okay.
And so when you do it,
How long for this one? Yes. Does it have to sit, or?
No, it's ready.
Oh, it's ready to use
it right now.
And how long will it last?
That's why you did that. That's why you did the double boiler. It'll last the length of your.
The olive oil.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, because there's no water in it.
Okay.
If you used a fresh herb, it wouldn't last very long. But because you use the dried herbs, there's no, like, you aren't including any bacteria, or like the moisture won't create bacteria.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll give a recap. Because I don't know, it's very exciting to me. We just we used a double boiler to do some oil with dried herbs for 30 minutes. Then we strained it, and we have this beautiful culinary oil to cook with. Mine is rosemary, oregano, thyme, and Danielle made hers with
thyme, sage, and rosemary. Mine smells like focaccia. Like, I'm just like, can I drink this? Like, this is nice.
That's another good use. So I'll try to make focaccia and put all the olive oil in it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Amazing. Little sea salt on top.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, oh, that's so good. Okay. And then the other one, other one is going to be really a slow version. Yes. So it's going to take.
The other one is the fuller infusion, or you can use the warm method where you basically just put it in a cupboard. And so this one will take, if you are doing the solar infused, where you're putting it in the sun, like on a windowsill, or you could put it outside covered up, it'll be like about 1 to 2 weeks. I always try to err on like the longest amount of time. because you want it, like, depending on how strong you want the flavor to be. Like, I want to be able to taste it and be like, whoa, lavender and vanilla.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know?
I think it will be.
But if you're like, if you want just like a hint of it, you know, do it for like the week, or like do it for a week and a half, or I'm probably actually going to let mine just go for like a couple more weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks before I try it. Yeah. And then Mario's like, whoa. Yeah. And then if you do it as a warm infusion, so that doesn't mean that you're putting any kind of heat on it. You're just putting it in a cupboard away from the heat. And you let it sit for like 3 to 6 weeks.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
This is
Do you want me to talk
awesome.
should we talk a little bit about like ways we can use it?
Yeah, sure. Sure. Give us a few examples.
Okay. So if you use an oil that has a high smoke point, like an avocado oil, you can definitely use it to actually cook your food. If you use like an olive oil, you can use it to marinate. You could use it, like earlier we had been talking about putting it on tomatoes, putting it on pasta. You can put it on bread. You could dip bread in it. You can use it to make sauces. An example that I had said was, because I'm doing like a kind of more sweet version, so I'm doing lavender and vanilla olive oil. You can use that for desserts. You can use that for a cake or as a topper on ice cream.
With
or if you
honey?
make your own. Yeah, with honey.
Yogurt, honey, and that oil.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
Or if you make your own ice cream, you can make like an olive oil vanilla ice cream, you know, like the vanilla lavender.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like really pushing the ice cream thing. It's like,
but I think, no, it sounds incredible. And I just thought of, I have a great olive oil cake recipe, but instead of using regular olive oil as the fat, you can just use the lavender vanilla one, and you like cut out all the ingredients. You're like, the olive oil's got all the flavors. Oh, that would be great. Okay, well.
And you know what? Like, when you're making a food and you want to incorporate the oil into it, you can do the double boiler method. You know, you just start like an hour or so before you're making the food. So then you're not like creating like a bunch of different kinds of infusions. Or if you're like, oh, I really want to make, so like mine is a combination of 3 different herbs. And it's like, well, if you want something that has rosemary in it, you're not going to go grab the one that has rosemary, thyme, and sage. But you're like, oh, I'll just do like a double boiler and make some rosemary olive oil, or, you know, rosemary ghee or whatever.
Yeah. Wow. No, you've helped me think about the culinary artistry differently now. That's so cool.
Yeah.
This is so awesome.
It is. And I love herbs, and I could talk about herbs all day long. I mean, we've already gone an hour. I could keep going. But what's great is that you can also do it if you want something that is culinary, but also medicinal. You can do that too. You know, it's like, I know I was saying that the double boiler really is like the least potent way of doing it, but you can try some of these other methods, like the using the crock pot. Like you do the same thing as like the solar infusion that we did, where you fill up a jar with the herbs and the oil, and then you stick that in the crock pot and you cook it for like, slow cook it for like 8 hours. And then it has more of the medicinal qualities. It's not the same as like doing the solar infusion or the warm infusion, but it has more of those potent qualities. So if you're like, oh, like I have a tummy ache, but I'm hungry, or, you know, or it's like, oh, I'm sick, but I want some soup. Like, okay, cool. So put some olive oil, like as a topper, and olive oil with thyme as a topper on your soup. And then that's really great for your lungs. Or, you know, some sage infused oil for something. And okay, cool. You're utilizing the medicinal benefits as well.
Yeah. Wow. That's so cool. I mean, it's awesome. Okay. Well, that is a lot of information, a lot of great tips, and healing in the kitchen. I love it.
It is healing in the kitchen, Joe. I love that.
Yeah. So, you know, right now, more than ever, you're trying to, we have to self heal ourselves or medicate ourselves before, we don't become more susceptible to any sickness as you take care of yourself.
I mean, we are not going to make claims that we have any ways of curing coronavirus or preventing it, but you can utilize herbs to strengthen your immune system, and when you have a stronger immune system, your body's better able to fight whatever else is going on.
No, this is great. This is wonderful.
Like garlic is a really good one. It is like a huge antiviral. It's like it's basically like an antibiotic on its own. Garlic is a really good one. So if you combine like garlic with thyme and with sage, that's a pretty potent. Like thyme is really potent. You don't want to take too much of it though. Also, please, if you're going to make these, I want you guys to consult with a doctor if you have any like really serious medical issues. Like sometimes some of the herbs can thin your blood. So if you are taking like blood thinners, you don't want to take too much of an herb that can thin your blood, or, you don't want to sometimes like there can be certain ones have interactions with certain medications. None of these ones really do because they're just like regular herbs, but things like St. John's wort, like be careful if you're taking medication. It's not good to combine it. So you just want to make sure on the paper so I didn't do, I'll show you guys like the paper.
Oh my gosh. It's great information.
But I'm just showing, like, I didn't do all the herbs. I just did kind of like some pretty,
it's amazing.
Like the pretty, what is it called? Like usual ones? No, like the usual ones, like the popular. That's
okay.
I did like the kind of the popular ones, and then on some of them, I did do like I starred and I put some things. So like if you're doing cayenne, like you did some chili pepper. When you do the infusion, and you're, even if you're just like touching it, or if you're grinding it up in your hands, don't touch your face.
Right.
Don't touch your ears. Don't touch your nose. Don't touch your mouth. Don't touch your eyes. You're gonna burn your face off. Okay. Yeah. I mean, not really, but kind of. Like if you are somebody who, so like in Ayurveda, they talk a lot about like your body constitution. And so if you're somebody that has a really hot body constitution, something like ginger or garlic will activate your body and can make you feel sick. It can give you indigestion. It can give you heartburn. So you want to like pay attention, like, okay, does this feel right in my body? And if it doesn't,
how do you know if you're a hot person or a cold person?
I'm hot. I run hot. I'm like a pitta. Like it's like you
want. Does that just mean like you're always hot?
I'm always hot. I'm always sweaty. Okay. It's like if you are just someone who's kind of like a sweaty, hot person, and like you have like kind of that hot, like hotter personality, like that is somebody who has like a hotter body constitution. But like if you're someone who's cold all the time, then something like cayenne or ginger or garlic are things that are really good for you.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So you go for the thyme and the rosemary as a cooling.
Yeah, like peppermint.
For your body.
I love mint.
Me too.
Love mint because it's like very cooling, and because I run like super hot, so that's why like garlic does not settle well with me. If I have like too much fresh ginger, sometimes I get acid reflux, like because I run really hot.
Oh, okay. Well, this is good. This is good for people you have to listen to your body because one thing isn't going to work the same for everybody else. Like you just have to go with what you feel. And
and a lot of herbs have multiple uses. And there are a lot of herbs that do the same kinds of things. There are a lot of different antiviral herbs. There are a lot of different anti-inflammatory herbs. There are a lot of different digestion herbs because some don't work for some people. And so that's why it's you got to try things out, see what works.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, it's a call to be a little more intuitive, which we have lost touch with maybe for a while, but now people have time. So maybe they are getting hopefully the silver lining of this is that they are reconnecting to the inside themselves a little more to know what is good to eat, what's not good to eat for them. So
Yeah.
Hopefully that's happening. But you're a great inspiration to just question and be in tune, and you know, the answers can be in the plants.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not everything, but more than you probably think, I'm sure.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is incredible. Thank you so much, Danielle.
And, you know, remember, yeah, no problem.
Please.
And remember, you know, set beautiful, kind, loving intentions, gratitude intentions in your food, in your herbs, in all the food that you're cooking, because you're eating that, you're putting that into your body, and you want to put that happiness, that gratitude, that love back into you.
Yeah, that's so important. Yes. Thank you so much, Danielle. Another
this was great.
eye-opening, so educational, so instructional that I can even use in my cooking, like as helping people. You know, I'm not going to diagnose or treat anything, but I can
I will not either, even though I study herbalism. That does not mean anything.
They're just suggestions.
They're just suggestions, and I even have that as a warning on the document.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's not meant to diagnose, cure, or treat anything. It's just for informational purposes.
Yeah, you take a little, see how you feel, and you adjust how you think is right. But it's always wonderful to talk with you. I don't know how you retain all this information on so many different things, but it's amazing. I love it.
Thanks, Jo.
I learned so much. I can't wait to try these oils. I will do a post. I'll probably enjoy it with some bread tonight for my dinner. And I want to see how your vanilla lavender especially turns out. But it's going to take some time.
It is. I'll let you know in like 3 weeks how it is.
Okay. I think we have time. So.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
You can totally check me out. Yeah,
with Danielle, Edith and Herbert. Check her
and check me out on Edith and Herbert. You can see some of the body care herbs that I have going on for you.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
All right, thanks for having me, Jo.
Thank you, Danielle. Take care and
bye.
stay well.
You too.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.